It's honestly really strange seeing District 1 with nearly 4,200 units of food and nearly 900 units of water. It's kind of nice, to be totally honest with you, because it means that this upcoming drought in just about a day's time is probably going to be okay. I say probably because we don't have as much water as I would like. And we do have 3 irrigation towers that we're going to be trying to keep going. And then over in District 2, we have another 3 that we're going to try and keep going and no full water tanks. Yeah, it's interesting. District 2 is actually probably, well, factually worse off than District 1 now. Things have kind of flipped around a little bit. But to be fair, we kind of knew this would happen, right? We kind of knew this was coming. We kind of had an idea that it was pretty likely that this little bit of population growth down here was going to cause some problems. But I'm honestly not too worried about it. I think this district will be fine. I'm really not all that stressed. I'm not really too worried. And I think what I'm actually going to do is just leave the district be, because we do have plenty of potatoes that are going to be harvested over here. We do have a grill where those can be turned into grilled potatoes. So we should be fine. We should be okay. We should be able to survive. So what I'm going to do basically is I'm going to set up a little drop-off point over in District 1, and I'm thinking it can be, well, honestly, down there is probably not a bad spot. So right down there, and we're going to finally set up a line that's going to take some, let's see here, add a new route from that district over to District 1, and we're going to be moving metal blocks, and that's going to be kind of fantastic, because that means we can finally go ahead and start working on the printing press. Now, the thing to keep in mind with the printing press is it's not the only thing that's going to need, well, paper. There's a couple of things that are going to be needing that, and that's actually including the beehives that I want to get built out this way. Now, these things are going to take a while because obviously we kind of need some power over here, and it turns out that water doesn't really flow very nicely in this direction at all. It's actually pretty stationary around here. So we might need to look into some alternative ways of powering this whole thing. And honestly, I mean, a large windmill would kind of be the way to do it. It would most likely be the way to do it, but we kind of need paper to build those. So I think the best thing we could likely do is just maybe throwing a couple of normal little windmills out here, even one for a little teeny tiny bit of power might be the way to go about it. I'm just not sure, because we could also build a few of them down here, and actually building a few of them down here probably wouldn't be the worst thing in the world either. So, I mean, this is going to be too far from builders, but I could go there. I could go there. We could do one there. And that would probably be okay. I mean, I don't know how far this district necessarily covers, though. That's the other problem. So, I mean, that one's actually outside of the district. So what if I was to change that up a little bit, and we do one there, there, and there instead? And I mean, that will give us some power, so I guess that's going to be for the best. And I guess we could do a little staircase there just to help people sort of get down to them. And in terms of connecting everything, I guess we just do some platforms there, and I think that'll kind of work out. And I've actually got this set up already to be expanded, which is lovely. So I guess we just go ahead and do something like this. We do a little something like this. We can push this guy back, turn that one, and we'll just put a couple of these guys in here as well, just so that everything is nicely connected. And it's not going to be... This isn't going to be an amazing amount of power, but it's definitely going to be enough to keep us going. And I think, man, how are we going to build this? How are we going to build this? I think the best thing to do here is probably to build all of these guys, right? So all of those. And then secondary to that will be these guys. Although then how do we build these? That's gonna be the tricky part, I guess. What if we build those first, right? So we build those first and then we build these guys second. Because I think we can, my worry is these ones down here, but I think we can just build those from up above, so that should be fine. We'll just do it that way and see how it ends up working out. And actually, this should probably be a priority as well. And we can just go ahead and do a little bit of path down there as well. Just to fill up that space. And there we go, the drought. Oh my god, it's a 7-day drought. Oh, this could be rough. This could actually be quite rough. I'm still not worried about this area, but I'm definitely worried about all of this getting drained quite quickly. I think it's fair to say that we are probably going to lose we're going to lose most of these crops down here, unless they get harvested soon, which no, 10% growth, that's not going to happen. Oh boy. Okay, yeah, this drought is definitely going to cause us to lose some crops in District 1, but we have over 4,000 food, so we should be fine. District 2 actually does have food now, which is great news. So we should be okay there. And actually, looking over here, do we have any? We do have metal blocks going in there, so I'll tell you what. Let me go ahead and prioritize that as well, so that it actually gets built in a decent little bit of time. Because, I mean, getting some books in there would probably be quite nice, right? It would certainly help my beavers to be a little bit happier. Although they're not miserable, but, you know, getting them some knowledge wouldn't be bad. Getting them a temple as well wouldn't be bad, and that is a thing we can do, right? So 300 science points, a bunch of logs, and some planks for a temple, and then 15 visitors. Honestly, not bad. That's really not that bad. Although I do want 1,400 science points so I can get the large windmill. So we're going to save up. And we're not really going to worry too much about getting the temple or the carousel or any of that right now. My priority really is just going to be surviving this drought. Because I don't know. I don't want to get to a point where we drain this lake. That's kind of the thing. That's kind of the big deal, is if we drain this lake, we have a problem. And to be fair, we are pulling more water from it than we have before. We have these 2 extra water pumps down here, so it's risky. That's all I'm gonna say, is it's a bit risky and I'm a little bit nervous, but I think we'll be fine. I don't think I need to worry too much. Although I do want to have a look over here and I want to see what's holding up all of this construction. So you guys need some logs, you guys need some logs, you guys need some logs. Actually, this right here needs to be built as quickly as possible, because that's going to give more food to this district as well. And actually, the grist mill is up and going as well, but doesn't have power. Interesting. Okay. So I guess, I mean, we have got a few lumberjacks down here, and we have got some trees coming down, so that's fine. So I think it's just going to be a case of waiting for all of these to grow. But it's also really tempting to wrap even more trees around that area, which we could do. And actually, if I put another, I guess, irrigation tower up here, we could do more trees in this area as well. But I think getting more trees down here would be a bit of an idea. So why don't we go ahead and mark up these resources for demolition. And we'll go ahead and just put a little, I don't know, I guess a little path right there. I guess we can do a forester right about there. And actually, what if we went ahead and deleted that section of path and instead did a little set of wooden stairs? Because if we do that, that should give us a little bit more range up onto this ridge. Even though I don't think we're going to do anything up there, it gives us that range, which is nice. We can connect these guys up as well. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring a path back to here. And I think that's where the gatherer can go as well. We'll also mark this up as a tree cutting area. So we'll do that. I don't know what the distance on this guy is going to be, but that's okay. we'll just do a little lumberjack flag right about there. And we'll say that this is all going to be pine trees up to about that spot right there. And that'll just give us a little bit more wood, a little bit more often. And that's kind of what we're looking for. It should keep the area pretty well stocked. And also, this is up and running, which is fantastic. So now all we need to get our hands on is some power. And that has me tempted to clear out some of these potatoes to put a couple of windmills out here. Ooh, now this is exciting. If we can get this all built in a good amount of time, although that corner one might be hard to get to. Yeah, too far from builders. Clear that one out. Let's get that corner one done. And then let's go ahead and just put in the normal one right there at a slightly lower priority. If we get this all done and we get this all up and running, we should get some paper. We should get some books. And that'll be great. And actually, we could probably do a little warehouse out here. Maybe right there. Or actually right about there for a warehouse would be kind of cool. So let's do that. Let's do a little warehouse out here as well. And there we go. Everything's actually up and running now. So we have got some paper being made. We don't have that much power at the moment, but it's better than nothing. And it's probably better than these things have ever generated. So that's okay. Okay, so that's that up and running. I think we need to clear out some potatoes over here. So let's have you prioritize harvesting for now. And let's see if we can clear out some of this space. I want the potatoes first, and then I'm going to clear out the space. That's kind of my plan, I reckon. And also, how are we doing for water over here? What's the level? Oh, the level is really low. I think we're going to end up with about 3.5 days of no water in all of this space, which is a bit of a worry. I don't know how I would fix that either. I guess maybe moving the dam from here to sort of here would probably help out. It would give us a little bit more water anyway. And maybe, I don't know, if we got some explosives and deepen this river, that would be a way to do it too, but I don't know if that's the way I want to do it. I don't know if that would be the right way to do it. But I do think moving the dam is maybe not a terrible idea. So that might be what we do. That might have to be the option here. So let's take a little bit of a look and see what we have, because we have got a few options, right? We have levees, we have floodgates, which actually we can adjust floodgates, which is kind of exciting. And actually, if we got the double floodgates, now the problem is you can't walk on floodgates. That is a bit of an issue. So we need to, well, actually, no, that's not really an issue at all. I'm going to try something a little bit, I don't know if this is a good idea. I'm going to try and block off this entire section here. So all of this, right? Now that's a lot. That is a lot. In fact, I'm going to do it here, right? And then I'm going to go in with a double platform. Something like this. And I'm hoping that this doesn't do anything bad, but we'll find out, because I can do this as well, right? That's going to be useful to have. And I think the priority on this is going to need to be the platforms first, and then the floodgates. Because those things are adjustable, so what I can do is set them so that water fills up this space and then flows over into the lake. And that will give us, oh yeah, I was right, about 3.5 days with no water in all this space. Oh boy. We are going to be cutting this really close. How's water looking in the lake? It's not as high as I'd like it to be either. Oh man, we might need some more permanent ideas and permanent solutions for this whole thing. I'm I'm actually a little nervous. I wonder if just building a whole bunch of pumps like over here and just filling up tank after tank after tank would be the way to do it. On one hand, I feel like it would. Like, I feel like rebuilding a lot of this space would help as well. So it doesn't become a matter of having to constantly pump up water during a drought. We just have a lot of it in tanks. That, I think, would be the way to do it. I don't know. I don't know if it's the right way to do it. I think we're just going to have to wait and see. I think at this point, I'm just going to keep an eye on this area. There's no point looking at District 1, right? It doesn't have water. It's just, it'll survive. There's enough food. But these guys they are lower than I'd like them to be on water. They're I don't want to say they're dangerously low on water, but they're kind of dangerously low on water. Now, your productivity is 86, 89, 96, 98, 87, 96. So they are producing, just not all that efficiently. I swear, if this lake actually drains, I'm going to be shocked. But then again, we do have 2.5 days left, and that water, oh my god, oh no. Oh no. Oh, this could be bad. The irrigation towers probably don't help. I mean, they really probably don't help at all. But they're so essential, especially with the population that we have in this space. The irrigation towers are so essential for keeping things growing. It's how we have as much food as we do. I mean, we have over 1,000 wheat in storage right now. We actually have a lot of scrap metal too. And we have just a lot of bread. We have a lot of bread, a lot of carrots, a lot of potatoes. I mean, that's mostly District 1. This place is a little bit more miserable, but that's fine. That's kind of to be expected. And I'm just, I guess at this point, hoping that District 2 can manage to have enough water to at least keep its crops going. I think they have enough food to last, right? I don't think that's going to be a problem. I don't know. I don't know. Looking at that water level has me really anxious. We need solutions, right? That's kind of what we need. I'm complaining. I'm constantly like, oh, I'm nervous. I'm anxious. I'm this, I'm that. I need to figure out what the solution to this whole problem is. And I keep thinking to myself, it might be explosives. It might be a case of getting explosives. So I think that's kind of what we're going to have to do. So I'm going to get the explosives factory. We're going to get dynamite. And my thinking is that what we end up doing is maybe either we're going to try and completely drain, like lower this entire section of land so that there's just going to be more water in here more of the time. We could also, well, we can't really drain the lake. But we could try doing that, or we build another little settlement over this way, and we try to clear out a bunch of this land to push water into that space, creating sort of a new lake. That might also be the way to do it. But then we would maybe need a dam right here as well, so I don't know if that's the right way to do it. There's a few options, right? We could also, if we wanted to, use things like floodgates and levees. I mean, I'll unlock these anyway, to build sort of a wall here and then double it up so that water can start filling some of this space and flooding some of this area. And if we were to build a bit of a wall over here as well, and a bit of a wall sort of around here. In fact, if I build a double high levee right in here, and I go and build a single high levee over there, I could flood that entire plain, which might actually be the way to do it. That might not be a terrible idea. It could be. It could be a terrible idea, but it might not be. And I'm willing to bet it wouldn't be the worst idea. But we'll see. For now, what do I need for explosives? So I need 150 horsepower, and then it's 3 paper per dynamite. Okay. So how am I gonna power that? That's kind of the question. I guess a few more water wheels on this side of things wouldn't be the end of the world. Because what I could do is I think this is going to get turned into this will get turned into platforms, right? But if I was to go ahead and put some water wheels, say, you know, there, I could do another one there. I could put platforms between them too, so that they actually share power. That honestly probably wouldn't be a terrible idea either. But I think a water wheel, say, here, and I don't think I need 2 of them, but I'm going to do 2 of them anyway. And then I guess some platforms. This seems ridiculous. This does seem ridiculous to build these platforms and put some power poles across there, but I guess it's what we're doing. We'll do this as well. And I guess we do... Oh, I don't know how we're going to do this. Well, I guess we just sort of do temporary structures, right? So we do this sort of thing. And then what I do is sort of that, right? And I guess we kind of need to do that as well. That's going to be a lot of materials that we don't get back, but I think that's okay. Because we set it up like this, right? And then we put some paths kind of there, there, and around like this. And that'll give us some power, which is kind of what we need. And in terms of priorities, I guess we do this and this. I guess that's a priority. And then I guess secondary to that is kind of everything else. So we set it up that way. We'll get that built in time. This is actually coming along super quickly, which is great because this might actually... Oh, the drought's about to be over as well. Good. Okay. This is either going to be an amazing idea or a terrible idea. We're going to find out which at some point in the very near future. But I think what we do is we have these 2 power things over here. I think we do go ahead and we do build an explosives factory over here. And I think what we can do with that is just put it, honestly, right about there. And we just go ahead and build a little platform right there with a little T junction right about there. So that if we ever need power to come off of this, we can get it. We don't, you know, need it right now. So that'll be good. That'll be the explosives factory. And the way I want to connect this thing, honestly, I think the best thing we could do would be mark these resources for demolition. We'll make them a priority. We'll bring a path straight down and straight to the door. And that'll work out. It's just going to be down here on its own. It's a bit far away from everything, but honestly, it probably should be. And honestly, I mean, if we actually have district coverage down here, which we do, we could do more farming down this way. So that's kind of an option too. And I don't hate that as an idea. And oh, this makes me happy. Just seeing the, oh my God, I've just realized the lake drained. Oh my God. It just hit me. Just look, I just realized the lake actually did drain. That's bad. Oh, that's bad. At least, I mean, it's about to refill, but oh my, I've just noticed as well, globally, we almost ran out of water completely. Oh boy. I mean, at least these guys are going to have power while the lake refills, right? That's got to be a thing. No. Well, a little bit. Yeah, a little tiny bit. Oh boy. Okay, that's not good. That is very not good. That is all sorts of not good right there. Okay. Yeah, I think we're about to, oh man. I think we've discovered what our next problem is going to be. And I think it's fair to say that the next problem is going to be a lack of water. And these guys are actually getting really desperately thirsty over here too. So we're probably going to see some die of thirst, but I think we might just have got water here in time. I can't bear to look at it. Actually, yeah, we have a couple dying of thirst. We have one dead of thirst over here. Looks like I was right. Looks like I was right. Oh boy. Well, at least they have water, right? They can pump some of it up, so we'll have some deaths, but hopefully not that many. Anyway, let's go ahead and make these guys a priority now. And let's see if we can actually do this. I mean, it does look like the water's filling up a bit, which is great. But I want to get these finished because what I can do is I can adjust the height of these to let water through at different points. So once these are all done, we can let it through at a lower height or a higher height or whatever we want to do. And that'll be great. Although thinking about it, I probably, given that we're going to have this, let's go ahead and actually demolish this as well. So we're going to let water through there. We're going to put some platforms down though, because I do want to keep that bridge, which honestly, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's what, 7? Huh. I mean, if I, hold on a minute. What if instead of doing that, we cancel you and I go in here and I unlock the suspension bridge. Now, admittedly, it takes, oh, I can't afford it right now. Never mind. We're going to do the platforms. The suspension bridge probably would have been kind of cool, but we can't afford it, so we're not getting it. So we'll do this. We'll make that a priority as well, because we do kind of need that bridge. And I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and clear out some of these resources. So I think clearing those guys out would be an idea. Those guys, and just everything sort of along here can be nicely cleared out. So right up to about there. We'll make that a priority. And then I can go ahead and connect up these two areas as well. And this is actually done now with a little bit of weird water right there. But that's good. So this has really nicely filled up. And now I should be able to click on this, bring the height down to 0. And that just immediately lets all of the water through. And if I set the height to 2, I think that completely closes now. And that should let this space fill up, which is fine. So we're going to bring the height down to 1.5 because we do want some water to get through there. We want to make sure that the lake actually does stay full. And that does give us just a little bit of extra water here, which is fantastic. That's exactly what we want. And now the question is, can I fill... You know, I realize if I wanted to, I could, in theory, do a massive sort of wall across here. And that would actually flood that entire plain. But I would lose these buildings down here. I would lose this entire settlement. So it's not a thing I'm going to do. It is a thing I could do. It would be, it'd be interesting. That's all I'm saying. It would be an interesting little choice to flood that entire plain. I just don't think I'm gonna. Okay, so now I have the suspension bridge that I wanted. I kind of want to see what I can do with it. So let's just have a little bit of fun here. If I get rid of that path, and I get rid of that bit of path as well, and all of these guys too, in theory, I can do this, and I can do that right there. And that actually looks kind of cool. I don't mind that. That's kind of neat. And I kind of want to, I want to prioritize that. I mean, we need to prioritize that because now the way around is huge. But that's kind of cool. I like that a lot. I think that's actually gonna look really interesting. And I've realized as well, this little space over here is probably perfect to put a few more water pumps in. So I could do 1, 2, I could do 2. I'd like to do more than 2, but I think 2 is going to be about the limit for now. So we'll do 2 like that. We'll see, where can I put a large water tank right about there? Yes, please. Water pump right about there. Small water tank right in the middle. That looks fine. That's actually okay. And if I really want to, I could do another small water tank right about there. But I think what I'm actually going to do is a little mini lodge right there. And maybe a little mini lodge, I don't know, right here as well. And one right about there. Just to fill up the space. It just seems kind of nice, you know, make the area a little nicer. Maybe throw some kind of shrub right there, a shrub right there as well. We could get a bench Honestly, I think I'm going to get the bench just to make this area that little bit nicer, because apparently that's the thing that we're doing. You know, you can sit right by the water wheel and get completely soaked. I'm sure the beavers will love it. We can do one there as well. And is this out of range? Too far from builders. Build more paths or a new district. I find, oh, it's because this doesn't exist right now. That's okay. We're not too worried about that. Then this space here, I actually want to go ahead and put a campfire. Actually, 2 of these would probably not be a terrible idea, but I think that'll do for now. And probably some storage too. So a little warehouse out here would probably not be a terrible idea. So a little warehouse right about there. And I think a rooftop terrace on this thing as well would be a bit of an idea. So we could do this. It does have its entrance right in the middle, annoyingly. But I think that's fine. I'm sure I can do something to make this not look terrible. So a little rooftop terrace right there. In terms of entrances, I guess this is about as good as it's going to be. And that works for me. I mean, it's not the prettiest thing in the world, but it does the job. And actually, now that I think about it, this entire path here is going to go away. Well, a lot of it's going to go away, but that's fine. That's a lot of construction for this area, but to be fair, I have wanted to start building on the other side of the river for a while, so that's fine by me. Oh, I've just noticed that we have our first little beehive up and going. That's fantastic. That's hopefully going to make things a little bit easier for us, at least in this area. Once all 4 of them are up and going, it should make those carrots grow a little bit quicker. We also have construction down here coming along really nicely. We've almost got all of the, what are these called, power shafts in this space. We have 3 more to go right there, and then I can get rid of all the scaffolding around here. And I've also made some changes over here. Yeah. I'm thinking we're gonna have to employ some desperate measures to hopefully survive future droughts. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, hold on a minute, wouldn't putting 6 more water pumps on the lake just drain it faster? And you would be right. It absolutely would and will drain the lake considerably faster. But I'm really, really tempted to try one of 2 things. I'm really tempted to see if I can maybe build another sort of dam that comes out this way and around to fill up more of this space with deeper water. Because, I mean, let's be honest, that would be one way to deal with it, right? Have this whole area fill even deeper and sort of have it, you know, cut off about there. That would probably work. That would probably do some good things for us. I just don't know if that's the way I want to do it. I don't know. I'm trying to figure things out. I'm trying to see what the best way to kind of handle all of this is going to end up being. Because right now, I have no idea. I really don't. I really don't know what way to go about doing any of this. So it's going to be a whole lot of trial and error. But I do think what we should do is get these guys up and running as a priority. And then the secondary priority is going to be these water tanks. Because my hope with all of this is that what we can do is start filling all of the water tanks that we have. Now, we are getting there. Water is climbing again. We're approaching 700 units total across the entire colony. But I'd like it to be higher, and that's what I want these for. And I might even go so far as turning these guys off whenever a drought kicks in. So hopefully we fill these 4 large tanks and they sort of become sort of like a backup. Actually, you know what I've just realized? And this might, this could be huge. Hold on a second. If I was to, I'm going to pause while I do this. If I was to build a levee right there, and I was to build a levee, say right there, and then I go in and I get myself the water dump, which I can't get right now. I don't have the science for, but I could build that and I could use that to discharge water into this space and essentially flood that entire plane. and have water in there. That might be the way to do it. That really might be the way to do it. That might be what we have to do. I'm not sure if it's the right way to do things, but I think that's maybe what we're going to have to do. I'm also thinking a couple of lumberjack flags over here would probably not be a terrible idea. So I'm going to do 2 there, 1 there, 1 there. And I'm going to mark this entire space to be chopped down. Because I do think we're going to end up with some farmland out here. So we might as well just mark all of this to be chopped down and sort of cleared and all that good stuff. And actually looking at it, another lumberjack flag or 2 or 3 right about there wouldn't be a bad idea either. And what we could do is actually go in and clear these resources right there, make it a bit of a priority, and then put a log pile right about there. And maybe one over here as well wouldn't be terrible. Or just behind these guys, actually. That probably wouldn't be a bad idea either. So let's do that. And I think, honestly, the 1 is probably enough. At least for now, that 1's probably enough. Although looking at it, I could probably get a sneaky second one. Yeah, right next to it. Okay, that absolutely works for me. Let's just go ahead and mark that 1 tree for immediate demolition. I require it destroyed right now. Oh my god, that's gonna be a lot of pumps. That is gonna be a lot of pumps. Hopefully it works out for us. Can you get rid of that? There we go. So that'll do some things, I guess. Oh man, I hope this works. I really hope this works. Looking at it, I mean, how much water do we have in District 1? 7 whatever, and then District 2 is not that much actually. I'm quite surprised at how poorly District 2 is doing in terms of water. It has a good bit of food, but water-wise, it's just terrible. I don't fully understand why either. I guess what we might have to do, and this is only going to hurt us in the long run as well, but if we clear this out, and I say, you know, make that a priority, I can put 3 more water pumps right there, and yeah, that's going to give us more water, it's going to start filling the tanks, but drought comes around, it might just cause them to die a little bit quicker. As grim as that's kind of the reality of it. That might just end up being the case. That might just end up being what happens. This whole lake might drain just that bit faster. So honestly, I think what we might really want to do is get the extra research points and see if we can build a levee right here and build a levee over here and see if that's maybe going to help us out. And actually thinking about it as well, if I look at labor, so if I was to put a builder's hut out here, I would imagine that could be kind of useful, right? I think a builder's hut right there is probably a really good idea, because that might help us get these levees built out here, which I think we're going to have to invest in that idea. I really do. So let's do a path to that spot, and we can't really do one through there right now because the trees are kind of in the way, but that's okay. Not really too worried about that. These are also all gone, so we'll do 3 more water pumps. We'll prioritize it. And honestly, getting some... Oh, I've just realized that the irrigation towers aren't doing too good either. Okay. How's this district doing on materials? It actually has a good number of planks. It has some gears. What do we need for these guys? Okay. I'm looking at it and I'm thinking that actually getting... Ooh, you know what we could do here? We could go ahead and do 1, 2 of these. We don't have the materials to build both of them right now, but we can certainly build 1 and have those sort of be like backup water storage. I don't know. I don't know if that's a good idea or not, but look, this district needs water, so it's gonna get some water. That's kind of the gist of it. That's kind of where we're at. And then this whole place, oh, this is built already. That's lovely. Let's go ahead and get a couple of builders there. Building distance, I think, is now extended up to there. I think the district limit might have been reached, though. I don't think Well, no, the district technically goes to there. I don't know. I don't know if they'll actually build this or not. But I'll tell you what. Let's find out. We're going to do a levee right there. And we'll see if they can actually build that. It's only logs as well, so that's fine by me. And I'll tell you what else we should do is prioritize those, and get all of these lumberjack flags done as well. Just so we can start getting those materials over here. I mean, yeah, storage would be nice. Yeah, the whole explosives factory would be lovely. But actually, you know what? We should probably turn on that gear workshop. That's probably for the best, getting some more gears going. And actually getting some more... Well, yeah, getting some more logs and getting some more planks and all that too. I think we probably need to lean back into an idea that I talked about a while ago, which is building a new district that's entirely industrial. So I think District 1 is going to have to become our main farming district, which is kind of what it is. District 2 was supposed to be that. Maybe each district is just a bunch of farming. Or maybe District 1 and District 2, I don't know, combined together to support District 3, which would be an industrial district, which I guess we could build that sort of up here. I mean, in terms of powering that, it's going to be a bit of a pain, but I think that's maybe what we're going to do, is try and get some kind of industrial district where we build all of the planks and all the different things that we need. That seems like it would be an idea. And as for this, I mean, this isn't really a priority right now, so I'm not too worried about it. These guys are just going to need a whole bunch of gears. We actually have some housing down here, which is lovely as well. We have the builders. We have the little benches. We have the warehouse. We have the thing on top of it as well. That's good. That's full already. Oh my god. I wasn't really expecting it to fill up already. And it's all food too. So that's great. Okay. I'm a little taken aback by that. I was not expecting it to fill that quickly, but here we are. And this is getting built as well. Okay. Right. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's get our hands on the water dump. And it is a very simple structure. Oh man. Okay. Now, how would we work this? I guess we would dump the water in over here. And then maybe you like put a water pump over here. I don't really know how this is going to work. I'm not actually sure. But I feel like it could be kind of interesting. So let's do 1, 2. Let's just do 2 for now. And then in terms of the path, I mean, we can just do something like this. We can do some stairs that lead up to these things. We can delete that little bit. And then over here, I mean, this is absolutely going to need a levee too. So I guess it would go right about here. And I would actually be inclined to double that up because then I can put the water pumps on top of the levee. So yeah, that'll be a thing. I don't know. This is going to be weird. This is definitely going to be weird. But I think what we do is a little path across there. And I guess the water pumps themselves would be 1, 2, 3. We probably don't want 3 of these and only 2 of the dump things, but that'll do. And I guess in terms of getting out there, it's just going to be a case of punching a hole straight through here. So straight through there, we'll go ahead and prioritize all of that. And that's hopefully going to let us do what I want to do. I have no idea if this is actually going to work or not. I hope it does, because that is a lot of space for a lot of water, right? So if we can start rerouting the water into that space, it gives us a natural, instead of like building tanks, it gives us this huge natural space. And also technically irrigates all of this land, which could then be used for farming. So if this works, it's potentially huge, which would be nice. And if it doesn't work, it's a potential huge waste of resources, which is what I don't want it to be, but it definitely could be. a huge waste of resources. Let's just hope it isn't.